Mr. Chairman, for holding this hearing. Thank you to our distinguished witnesses for being here. I'm sitting here and having a hard time, literally having my head not explode. There is one member across the aisle at this hearing at the beginning, and two total at this hearing now. This is the same reflection of those in the East Coast who would like to come to us in the West and tell us how to manage our lands and what's good and bad. Let me state clearly for the record that for decades and decades and decades, the good people of Utah have managed these lands in a responsible way, far better, Mr. Ranking Member, than since the Bears Ears Monument designation. Nothing good has come out of that designation for the land in Utah, for the local tribes, and for the people who participate in this land. And now we have bureaucrats on the East Coast who have never been to my district, who have hardly been to the West other than to fly over it on their way to California, tell us that they know better than we do how to manage these lands. That is simply not true based on any fact. If you come to see these lands, how we have managed them, how we have protected them, how we have taken care of them, how we have balanced recreation with agriculture, with extraction, with the many beauties in this area. So first of all, I would like to go on the record of saying that in the West, we know far better how to manage these lands and have done better for decades and decades than any bureaucrat in the East Coast could ever imagine or ever dream of managing these lands. My district, the bulk of my district is over 90% federal lands. Think about that for just a minute. 90% of my district doesn't get property tax, doesn't have the ability to manage their own fate. 90%. Our state is 60%, and I know our two witnesses have similar percentages in their state. And yet, people from the East who have never been there want to tell us how to manage these lands and what we can do with these lands. And once again, I will say that for decades and decades and decades, the best environmentalists in the world, by the way, they hate to be called environmentalists. Our farmers and ranchers are the best environmentalists in the world, have been taking care of and preserving and protecting these lands. This rule undermines the work of real conservatives, conservationists like farmers and ranchers who've kept the land in good health. It will increase the likelihood of wildfires. Poor management of these lands will increase the likelihood of fires. It will increase our food shortages and our energy shortages. None of these things are good for the people of the United States, let alone the people of the West. The repeal of this designation is critical to proper management of these lands. And I'd like to thank our chairman, our witnesses again, and my colleagues for being here. And I hope that through the course of this hearing today, we will understand truly how to best manage these lands, preserve, take care of our beautiful resources in the West. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield my time.